Hi, everyone. Welcome to this presentation. I want to start off by saying, wow, I am here. Last week, I was basically, what am I going to say on my back? But I was extremely not so well. There is a cold virus that's just plowing its way through our households. And when I say our households, I mean my household and my daughter's father, his household. This evening we were supposed to go to jiu-jitsu. I was supposed to take the kids to jiu-jitsu on his behalf because I normally do it on Fridays, and it is a Wednesday evening currently while I am recording this. And he asked me last night at 10 o'clock, but I can work it out. He can't. He's in a totally different location, so he wouldn't have been able to get them there anyway. So I gave him the thumbs up. Yeah, I can do that. And then I sent a quick message to his wife before it was time to go because my daughter had already declared she wasn't going. She wasn't feeling very well at all to be in an environment with a bunch of kids wrestling with them while she wasn't feeling well. And so I sent a quick message to his wife and I said, well, I can take the kids as I normally do, not a problem. And she responded back, well, it's just that the rest of them said that they're not feeling well either. And I was just like, oh my gosh, let's just leave it tonight and let everybody rest. Everybody. And that includes me. I am working in rest. So with this presentation, I will probably sound like Kathleen Turner, if you know who that is. Kathleen Turner with her fingers squeezing her nose. That's probably what I sound like. If you don't know who that is, think Jessica Rabbit with a cold. And that's what you'll get with me. So this is a presentation that I've done before. It's been over a year since I've done it, I believe. But I wanted to do it again and put it up as a podcast up on the channel here on YouTube and invite anyone who is able to watch it. I did it for our single and solo parents homeschool group on Facebook. And that was just a presentation just for that group. But now I am going to put it out for the public on YouTube for people who are interested to take a look at it. And if they want to go further, there will be an opportunity to go further, and I will put that in the description box. All right, so the name of this presentation is Trapped by Your Circumstances. Here's the way out. And you know what? I'm not even going to give it an introduction. I'm just going to keep going. All right, so sometimes life gives you a good kick and you think about staying down. And I have absolute anecdotal experience on that when I was in a situation where I had to move from our 5-bedroom house to a 3-bedroom house, which kind of had the living space of a 2-bedroom house and the living room area of a studio. I just didn't want to go any further. I just was stuck, and I was at that point just thankful to have a roof over my head. So I totally get that that mentality. After life gives you a good kick and you got no money coming in and you're thankful for the roof that's over your head that has holes in it that rain comes through and leaks through certain areas of it, you just think about staying down. But that's no way to be. When life is giving you a hard time, it's time to dig in and battle your way back. And I know that's not always the easiest thing to do. You felt overwhelmed before, and yet you survived. And I'm sorry, I probably just sniffed all in your ear. I apologize for that. I just realized that I did it. It might even be hard to remember how you overcame those challenges, but you did. And this is one of those things where I totally encourage keeping a journal so that even when challenges come, you can get all that junk out of your head so that you can at least sleep. And as you continue to journal, you can remember how you overcame those challenges. But even if you don't, you know that you did because you're here now. And you will again. So find your way to better days again with these particular strategies. 1, imagine you're giving advice to a friend. Sometimes it's hard to see the way out of your own circumstances, which is another reason why I advocate for journaling, because you can write your way out. In essence, you can kind of see it on paper, and solutions come a lot easier when it's just not bouncing around in your head. And I'll talk about that later. However, it's easier to see the way out of someone else's problems. So imagine you're giving advice to a friend that has your challenge. What advice would you give? If you had to make a plan for them, what would it be? And here's another way that you can write that down if you're making a plan for them. 2, remember that challenges are temporary. Your current situation will be in the past soon enough, even though it doesn't seem that way, just like all the other situations that are now in the past that you think about and go, man, I can't believe I got through that. The key is to stay focused and positive. The better you can do those 2 things, the sooner you'll experience better times. I'm going to stop for a second and take a sip of my hot beverage. Three, brainstorm. Spend some time looking for a solution. And a lot of times brainstorming does also include writing all those thoughts down. Avoid jumping at the first reasonable option, which may not even be reasonable. It just might be the first thing that comes in your head. Your brain can solve some amazing challenges if you give it some time to work on it. Sit quietly and rely on your creativity. And it's very, very crucial that you allow yourself to be creative. Make a long list of possible solutions. Keep an open mind and see what you can find. Again, list. Make a list. Write it down. Make a plan for tomorrow. Start each day with a plan already in place. I have an at-a-glance planner that I tweaked and made work for myself that I offer freely, and I can actually put that link in the description box so that you can take a look at that and print that out as you need to. I'm also thinking about making it fillable so that you don't have to print it out, because not everybody has access to a printer, but you can fill it in and then save it and then have it there for you when you need to look at it. But I use it so that I can start each day with a plan already in place. Many times I have to tweak that plan, but at least I've started with a blueprint. And that's always a good thing so that you're not running around in circles. Now, if you are resting, if you're not feeling well and you're resting your body, don't beat yourself up for not having your day's plan ready. Your body needs rest, okay? And I've had to think about that for myself. Your job is to keep your head on straight and to work on that plan. When the sun comes up, avoid doubting or questioning the plan. Avoid negative thoughts. Just do the items on your list. Make a new list at the end of the day and repeat. And of course, if you were not able to get to everything on the list, tweak it, work it out for the next day, or, whenever it is that you have things planned, how you have things planned. And I go through that in my course for my At a Glance planner. It's a 7-day nice and calm course so that it's not so much punch you in the face, get it done kind of situation. I like when I do my courses to have a bit of breathing room because I'm a single parent homeschooler. I need some elbow room with everything that I got going on. So I like to put elbow room in my courses. Get some relief each day. Speaking of elbow room, for at least an hour, find the best available distraction you can afford. Does it have to be a distraction? Not necessarily, but something to absolutely get your mind off of whatever you have going on for the majority of that day. It might be dinner with a friend or going for a run. I don't know if you want to go for a run for an hour, but you can walk through the forest if you want to. A funny movie can help to take the edge off. Sometimes I just find myself just kind of flipping through channels for an hour, and that just, lets my mind just go, just kind of exhale. Plan this time into your schedule and ensure it happens, though. Because if you don't plan it into your schedule, it's quite possible that it's not going to happen. I have alarms, quite a lot of alarms that they get on people's nerves sometimes. But I have alarms that tell me it's 3:30, time to wrap up your day. It's 4:20, shut it down before 5 o'clock arrives. And then you're thinking about what's happening for dinner. Even though I keep a menu plan and I know what's happening for dinner, but then I have to, switch my mindset and go, okay, let's close the computer or, just X everything out, close all the tabs so that I'm not seeing work anymore. But I do make sure that time is planned out to schedule and ensure that that does happen. Time for another sip. Be strong. This is easier said than done, but giving in to fear and despair is the one sure way to stay stuck. And I have courses on how to overcome fear. It's not necessarily feel the fear and do it anyway, because you're still feeling fear, and you could, in many cases, become paralyzed if you don't come to terms with why you're feeling that fear. So, deep breaths and a constant focus on solutions are a good answer. Visualize better times when you feel your strength beginning to falter. Visualize the process. Visualize what you will do in order to overcome obstacles. Not necessarily overcoming the obstacle, but what you will do when the obstacle presents itself, because their obstacles will present itself. And you do want to visualize getting to the other side, but you do want to visualize not so many what ifs, but you want to visualize how you would get through those obstacles and then get to the other side. Practice extreme gratitude. A poor attitude gives poor results. Bottom line, put your attention on the things in your life that are going well. You might be grateful for your children, your health, or your pet. Write them down. Here we go again with the writing down. It's crucial. It's crucial. Your list will serve as a reminder that there are some great things in your life. Remember that bad things happen, but suffering is optional. So when you practice extreme gratitude, that doesn't mean you ignore the bad things that happen. Suffering, however, is optional. You don't have to sit in the crap. It's not the events in your life that make you miserable, but the meaning you attach to them. You can choose to view your current challenges in a variety of ways. Consider choosing the perspective that best serves you. You don't have to suffer. So, looking forward from what we've already talked about, what I've already talked about and gone over. Life is full of ups and downs. Given, right? We understand that. Sometimes for some people, the downs are few. Sometimes the downs seem to be many. When you're experiencing a down period, because it could be a long situation, it could seem like that. It's not always easy to return to better times. No matter how bleak your situation might look, believe there's a way out of it. A plan and a positive attitude are the most important things to keep in mind. You've overcome difficult times before. You can do it now too. Okay, so I want to thank you for being here. And I have a free download to help you navigate your way out of any limitations you're currently facing. And that is the action guide, Trapped by Your Circumstances. Here's the Way Out Action Guide. And in that action guide, let me just pull it up so I can take a look here. In that action guide, it goes over the things that that I mentioned here. And it includes a couple of extra things. And also with that, as I said, I was going to include the At a Glance planner. And you are welcome to look at that free course, because that is a free course for the At a Glance planner. And I'll include some other things that will help with the journaling, with what else did I want to say? With learning how to practice extreme gratitude. What else? Meditation. And there's just a lot of things that I've already covered in articles and some of the free courses that I offer. And I will include that in the description box. Okay? So once again, I want to thank everybody, and thank you for bearing with me while I sound like I have a bunch of tissue up my nose. And so I am going to go grab myself some kind of a decongestant and move on to my next presentation. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.